Hello, we're here at Shoe Healer in Doncaster, and we've got a beautiful pair of Joseph Cheaney Tamar boots, and I'm actually going to give these away to one of my customers that comes in very regular, and he's super heavy on his shoes. He's had quite a few pair from us, and I'm actually going to give him these and do a test on them, a review, get him to walk. He walks in and out of Doncaster nearly every day, and he knocks the stuffing out of his shoes. So we're going to give him this pair of Joseph Cheaney so that we can look at them on a regular basis and just see how they start to wear when he trudges backwards and forwards into Doncaster. It's going to be great to see how the uppers wear in and see what products he's putting on them, how they look after 6 months, after 8 months, after a year, and just see when he's ready for heels and soles. And you might buy this boot and wear it as a beautiful fashion boot as you're going out, and it just gets occasional wear. And I presume that's what most of these boots will get. But this chap is on his feet all day long, marching about, and it'll be just interesting to see how they get on with a really hard, intensive wear, how the colour changes on them and when he polishes and everything. So we can keep a really good eye on these shoes, well, unless he does a runner, of course. So we're going to send these out today with our customer. He's in the shop now, but he doesn't want to be on camera. I can't understand why people are camera shy. He's a model. He's going to be modelling these shoes for us, but he doesn't want to. So never mind. We will get him in these today, and then we will keep an eye on them and monitor them and see how well they wear. And if this works out and people like this sort of thing, we'll do it again with another brand and just see what happens with these shoes. Now, oh, look at these here. Look, a lovely pair of Lokes coming off Mr. X. And Mr. X, let me just get these shoes of yours here, which are a Loke, I believe. But we've had a Ridgeway sole and heel unit on them. We've had to put him some protectors on the toes because he was going through them so quick. And he's down on the heels. But anyway, look at those there. Those beautiful Joseph Cheaneys. And I'd like to ask him how they feel, but I'm sure they feel superb. Look at those there, right? Fantastic. Okay, out the door with those Cheaneys then. Let's go. Out you go on the first maiden voyage of these Cheaneys. Get yourself out there and get down that road, and let's see how you do on the maiden voyage. Fantastic. And away they go. Those beautiful Joseph Cheaneys are gone. Let's see how they wear. So, the Joseph Cheaneys that we gave to our cameraman who helps us out in the shop and does a few of these videos, he's now had them for just over a year, and you know, the look at that, they still look beautiful, absolutely great. And what he's done for us is he's kept a file on Strava of every time he's worn them. He's clocked the mileage, and he's put some little notes on about, you know, if they've rubbed him, if he's had any problems with them. He's done a total of 53 or 4 miles, I think he said, in them, and in a year, which is nothing, absolutely nothing really. They look absolutely beautiful. How has he got on with them? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. They are ripping his feet to shreds. We're going to show you some photos in a minute. So don't be eating, or don't be watching this before you have your tea or before you have your breakfast. He's just not getting on with these boots at all. But this is a man that wears trainers a lot. So trainers, if you're wearing trainers, your feet are soft and they're always going to give you problems. If you're in a good pair of shoes, your feet they're breathing, your skin's nice and hard, you've not got soft skin, and it's just good for your feet to be in good shoes. This is the app that he's using. I've just covered his name up there, but this is one of the first walks that he did, and that was just over a year ago. And yeah, we're going to just go through. Why would he be having problems? Because this leather is so soft and beautiful. Put my hand inside there, and the lining is absolutely gorgeous. I have a pair of these and they're brilliant. I can't say I've never had any problems with some shoes, but I have. I've had some problems with a pull-on boot, not a Cheaney, but it was a good quality pull-on boot. One day it just started to rub me. I'd worn that boot for 2 or 3 years, and one day it just started to rub me, and it bothered my heel. We were out on a day out in Scarborough, and I'd put some great boots in, and it's just started rubbing me. I had to get out of the boots straight away before it started to give me a blister. I could feel it coming. I got out of them. I swapped into some other shoes. The next day, I wanted to be back in my boots because the weather looked bad. Put them back on, had no trouble because I got out of them. And I know sometimes you can't get out of them. You've gone off for the day somewhere and you haven't taken any spare shoes, or you've gone to a wedding and you're stuck in those shoes all day. I understand that that can be a problem. But if you can, soon as a shoe or a boot starts to bother you, get out of it. If you're bedding a pair of shoes or boots in like this, just walk a little bit in them. Walk around the block. Take the dog out, walk to the pub, just short distances. Even wear them around the house so your feet get used to being in these boots or shoes. Anyway, we're now going to show you some pictures of Robert's feet and the problems he's had, and see if we can understand why he's having these problems. And your input in this is good. It's something that we need to discuss. Why does a shoe start to bother you? You know, a little bit that I know, that I've learned over the years. If your feet sweat a little bit and you can put a fresh pair of socks on, that helps. Apparently, the moisture and your foot inside a shoe and the moisture that's produced causes a little bit of friction, and that starts to soften the skin. Because the moisture's there, the skin's soft, and that can cause you problems in a shoe. It's not usually a shoe that's too tight or too loose. It can be a shoe that does fit you right, but something happens when you're walking in it that just starts this process. And once it starts, if you keep going, it'll just take the skin off and you're in a world of pain. So start with the back at the heel. Oh my God, look at that blister. That is a beauty. Oh, wow. Wow. So this was from the last 7-mile walk that you did yesterday. Yep, did yesterday. And the boot is here. Look, and there's a crease here, and it's in this area here that is coming down onto your toes. And now, to be fair, this, I don't want to touch your feet.
This one was already there.
Yeah, that was already there. That's from some trainers.
It's rubbed there.
Yeah, it's rubbed there, and it's rubbed the top of the toes there. And this is on the boot here. When the shoe flexes and that leather comes down, has caused those problems. And then the one at the, oh man, that is going to have people.
I've only got insole in twice.
So you've got an insole in now, have you? And you're trying with insoles, and yeah. Yeah, okay. So anyway, of all the people that I choose to do a test on a beautiful boot, we end up with somebody
with an E-whip foot.
Oh gosh, you know. Now the nice thing is, I didn't sell these boots. I didn't sell the boots. I wasn't even part of the fitting. We just left our cameraman to go around the shop and try everything on, and he was so happy with the fit of this boot. And now you've had insoles in and all sorts of stuff, and a little bit. What we're saying now is that the boot is probably a little bit too big for you. Now, I know you've always been a size 9, but this is a size 8.5, and you're thinking that the width of it is a little bit too wide for you.
It says in that last, drop half a size.
Yes.
For an arrow foot.
Right, okay.
So the 9 is too loose. So
yes.
I dropped down to an 8.5, and I thought it felt good. But then when I walk, it was a bit loose. So I put insole in just to tighten it up, and it does feel nice with the insole in, but it rubs.
Listen, you know, of all, very, very rarely do I have trouble with my feet. And this leather, look at that leather. It's so soft and supple and beautiful. So
we'll just keep going because I've never done 7 mile in them before.
No, well, that's right. That's right. So you just keep going. So the secret is with this: get out of the boots straight away. Get something else on that's comfortable, and then come back to them. And don't do the big miles in them. Have you done some little walks as well in these? Yeah. Just because lots of. I mean, the boot does look hardly worn, little bit mucky on the bottom there, but it doesn't look like it's had a lot of wear. All the lining feels beautiful in there, but
I've worn them 15 times.
15 times in a year, yeah, and you're still having problems, yeah. Have you left them for any long period of time?
Yeah, loads of times I've had them a year, haven't I?
Yeah, but you've left them.
I'm going to start wearing them again after because I've not worn them all summer.
Right. So in summer you've been in lighter stuff.
And when I first got them, I didn't like wearing them when it was raining.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to keep them best.
Sometimes I see comments where people have said, you know, I've tried all these great quality shoes and they ripped my feet to pieces. Of course, boots, shoes like this don't suit everybody. And if you're not used to wearing them, which you are wearing trainers all the time. Today you turn up in a pair of trainers like, you know, it's...
I'll be wearing my louts when you're just waiting for you to do the next video.
Yes, I'm going to do the next repair on them. Yeah. Again, where we're going to a softer sole. But a lot of people will have this problem with all the manufacturers. You know, this is the beautiful Cheaney that I was hoping would get some real hammer, and it would be coming back to us, and the heels would be worn down, and the sole, we would be able to, because it's all being logged, we would be able to tell you exactly the mileage that they've done. But these have only done 50 odd miles.
I'm going to ramp it up.
Yep.
If I can get to 6 or 7 mile in one trip.
Right.
Rubbing.
And it would be great just to see what mileage these do. Our cameraman is a big, tall, lanky guy and has a big stride. So, you know, when people say, how long will a shoe last? If you're a bit of a shuffler, you're going to get through your shoes a lot quicker. If you're a heel striker, yeah. So, yeah, this is an issue. This is an issue for us. What can we do? Really, they're not tight, they're not loose, the fit is all right. Robert's putting another insole in there just to take up a little bit of room because his foot is quite narrow. You know, just let us know if you've had problems and why you've had the problems, and is there something that we're missing? You know, we have the machines downstairs to just pull this area out a little bit so that we can put a little bit more area around the toes. But we don't think it's tight. We think it's the toughness of the leather. And if he thinks this leather's tough, some of the other shoes, some of the trickers.
You should film that bit.
Wow.
You should film me with them on. I'll tell you exactly where it's rubbing.
Right, okay, we'll do that right now. Okay, so we've got these boots on, and they look stunning. You know, when a bloke walks in my shop with a pair of trainers on and then he puts a pair of these Cheaneys on, we turn him from a lad into a man. Walks in here as a lad and walks out as a man. So, just zoom right in. The problem, you know, when I feel, let me just zoom back out a little bit. When I feel across here, that to me feels great. It fits lovely. Look, not too much material across there. And down this inside, it's not baggy at all. Put your toe up. Oh, big toe. Yeah, across to the middle there a little bit. But that just feels like plenty of room. It feels like a great fit. It really does. Now, down here, I can feel just there, those little toes, where we're having problems. And then when you crease your foot over, that crease there is going in and touching the second toe.
That's exactly where it is.
Yeah, just there. Yeah. I can feel that there.
That's the second toe. Yeah.
That's the second toe getting caught with that crease on there. But put your foot back. That is exactly as we would expect it to be. Now, there's absolutely, first of all, nothing wrong with the boots. It's your feet. The boots are perfect. They look superb. And you've just got reject feet, odd feet, and Anyway, we're going to just pop downstairs and see what we can do on the machine, on the stretching machine for this area here, just there. So 1, 2, 3 Brogue holes back. We might just be able to push a little bit of room there that might help you out a little bit. Do you like them though? You love them, yeah?
They're flash there if we were wandering around in the middle of winter, aren't they?
Well,
they're gorgeous, aren't they?
They're gorgeous, yeah.
This is why I want them, because I wanted to keep them for best.
Okay, so we're going to get this last inside and just give a little bit of a push on there with this. We make sure that it lines up exactly right in there. If it doesn't, we can drill another hole wherever it's needed. Okay, and then we can just push that out a little bit. I did this on a pair of ladies' shoes when I was a kid, and there wasn't a hole where this lady wanted her shoes stretching. She wanted them all stretching just because she had a little bit of a bunion, Mrs. Jones. And I said to her, I said, we'll drill a hole there and we'll call it Mrs. Jones's hole. And she said, I don't think we will. And I thought, right, okay, we won't then. I've got you. So that's what we can do there. The alternative to that is we use this machine here. Certainly takes your mind off your shoes rubbing, and we wet the leather and we just...
Mrs. Jones's hole.
Yes. Wet that there. Don't say anything about Mrs. Jones. She was a lovely customer. And then we just pull this on here like this. Look, you see, and you do this inside the shoe. Wet the leather inside the shoe, and it doesn't crease it. It doesn't mark it. It just polishes back up, and very quickly you can stretch in a pocket. Can you see that? Can you see that there? Look, you're stretching a pocket just in that area there, so that you get a little bit more room. Anyway, you're going to carry on with these, aren't you? Yes, he's nodding away. Another, what we're going to do? 6 months. Come back.
This winter, I'll hammer them and we'll
hammer them this winter. I don't know if you can hear what he's saying, but hammer them this winter. You've got to do, because they're gorgeous, and you wear those bloody trainer type things all the time, and they're no good for your feet. Something like this, it will harden your feet up eventually, and once you've got these bedded in, they will be beautiful. And when you've got these bedded in, you'll be able to wear other good shoes as well. Okay.